So anyways, this is kind of a funny game. We didn't end up with any of the big wonder spammers, but we still didn't get the wonders we wanted. Just because we didn't know what was out there, we didn't play quite right. We didn't do some of the things that maybe we should have. Looking back now, definitely some mistakes were made, but I think we're also in the dominant position. So, there's no sense in complaining. We're gonna get currency first, before anything else. And actually, I can trade tech now, so I probably should. We'll take, Saladin won't even talk to us. Oh, because we cancel our friendship with him. Mansa Musa, again, is pretty small. We're not worried about him, and so I'd rather be friends with him than Darius. We have 2 sources of horses. It's kind of funny. So we could have definitely done something militarily with horses if we had gone that direction. But we're the Romans. Our unique stuff isn't over there. We didn't know. I don't regret what we did. But there were definitely smarter ways to have done it, looking back. But you can't know these things. So we have the empire that we want. We just need the money that we want. Once we get the currency, we get the great building for the Romans. We can also, if we want to, build money. I forget what it's called. You can set your production to currency, and that'll help with our research a lot, if we want to go that way. What? Oh. So we got the like 1 billion barbarians spawn event. That's kind of annoying. The good news is it's given us a lot of money. That's another thing I hate about this game. The random events just suck. They're not fun. I should really consider turning them off too, but anyways, whatever. We'll just resettle this city. There's no sense in being upset about it. Yeah, so he's gonna give me 130 bucks. For, we'd rather have the tech, though. Thank you. Again, Mansa Musa is going to be our good friend. If we had left vassal states on, he would be our vassal this game, no doubt about it. But we turned him off, and it's good we turned him off, because it goes to show that it can hurt the player, it can help the player, but it's just not very fun. I could convert 4 of the Viking cities to Judaism, but again, I've already accepted that he's not gonna like me. I don't think it provides anything to do that, so I'm just gonna convert 4 of mine. See, that's a positive random event. We're really getting shown like the full spectrum of things that can happen in this game that are good and bad. So I'm pretty happy about that.
And give you peace.
Slowly, we're making more money. Our research is recovering.
Not at all similar are the race of the immortal gods and the race of men who walk upon the earth.
We're gonna get metal casting. Well, we're gonna do like this, and we're gonna see if we can't get the Great Library and the Sistine Chapel. So we got a great. We got a great engineer. So that's just 1 free wonder in whatever city I choose. So I may as well choose a city that has, is gonna have culture problems, probably. And what city do I think is gonna have culture problems? Well, probably Kumai is the most likely one. We're gonna build the Temple of Artemis there. So the forum provides the same amount of money as it does for as the market does for other civilizations, but it provides plus 25% great person production, which is pretty strong, just to have on a building that you get so early on. I really like getting monasteries everywhere as well. It's more culture. It's more good. I could also start a golden age, but I think just again the free wonder is pretty strong. It's not a bad wonder either. It's one of the ones I like. It's not as good as the Oracle though. So we could go straight into organized religion, and we're going to. We're building a bunch of buildings everywhere, and our faith is everywhere. So it's worth it. We're in a good spot now. Every couple of turns, because we're just continually producing forms, we'll be able to upgrade how much money we're putting into research. There's an archer here, but we have a wall. If we lose that city, it'll be pretty unfortunate. This is not a bad unit to have defending. We really have to get screwed. We won. We're not going to do any war this game. If we can avoid it. But we might not be able to, because Saladin, I mean, that's not a joke of a military down there. It's not a big one. It's not something that, like, Montezuma would produce. But if he attacked me right now at Kumai, I think my odds of holding this city would be close to 0. So here's a fun tip for you. At any given time, you're supposed to have 1.5 times the amount of workers as cities. So we have 7 cities, we have 7 workers. So we need about 3 workers more, just on average. It's not a hard rule. But, of course. But it's something to keep in mind. A lot of people, especially when they're new, and I know I haven't this game, a lot of people don't build enough workers. You really want a lot of them. They just make everything better a lot of the times. We got forges, which is pretty strong. You know, we are gonna do this. Darius is still technologically ahead of us by quite a bit.
Art for the sake of the good and the beautiful. That is the faith that I am searching for.
We're gonna do this as well. We're gonna try and get forges everywhere. If we could get the Colossus in Aritium, that'd be cool. If we could get the Parthenon, that'd be pretty cool. But again, we're in the case where we have a lot of wonders suddenly we want to build, and we don't have a lot of high production cities, and we don't have marble. So we're gonna make some like pretty sort of now or never decisions here. Ravina is gonna get a forge and is gonna try for the Parthenon. We're gonna try for 3 wonders at once here. What are you doing up there? We're keeping our eye on both Darius and Saladin, because they're the only people that could really prevent us now from winning this game. Because Mansa Musa is going to be our friend for life. As soon as we get defensive panks, we're going to get a defensive pact with them. We don't really want to give them literature right now. Darius is still technologically ahead, but we have more land. We're gonna catch up at some point. We just have to worry about money.
If music be the food of love, play on.
Another thing that I like is, well, I'd like to get guilds, but that's pretty far away. I wouldn't mind getting Code of Laws. I really like Notre Dame. But I sort of need to make my decision. I like Angkor Wat as well. We're not going to get to guilds anytime soon. So we're not going to go for guilds just yet. We need the money. We could use, what are they called? Grocers you get at guilds. But for now, we're just not going to worry about it. Instead, we're going to start a golden age with our great artists, which we got for being first to music. We were pretty sure we were going to be able to get there first. But now we have. You're the worst enemy of a lot of people, so I'm going to give you nothing. You're just going to hate me this game. And you know what? That's okay. I'd like to be in charge of the diplomatic side of things so no one can win a diplo victory. Because otherwise Darius could probably cheese it and get one.
Men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays.
So Mansa Musa actually voted for Darius, but I have more people than both of them combined, so I'm running the palace. See what I was talking about? I'm behind on tech, yeah, but I did all this early expansion so that I'm now in a position where I'm gonna rush the Sistine Chapel. Yeah, I like the Sistine Chapel. It provides a ton of culture. We're not gonna be friends with you. So let me show you something. Also, we got the Parthenon, which is even more great people in all cities. Very strong. So let's find a city. So we have a Jewish temple here. Jewish temples usually provide +1 culture, but the Sistine Chapel makes it so that all of your state religion buildings provide +5 culture. So we have a Jewish temple and a Jewish monastery. So we'd usually be getting 3 culture out of these 2 buildings combined. Now we're getting 13 culture. We also get +2 from specialists from the Sistine Chapel. So if we have any specialists here later in the game, we are going to have a lot of culture there. So woe be to anyone who borders us at this point, because we're going to be doing a lot of culture pushing. We actually never got our religion over to this city that got burned down, so we're going to build a missionary to handle that. And now we're in a really strong spot, and we're very happy with how things have gone. We're still in a great, yeah, sure. We're still in a, That's a good event right there for me. We're still in a great, a golden age, which means we can switch civics. Unfortunately, we don't have anything to swap into. I really like mercantilism, but we're just not there yet. I still think representation is good for us. None of these others are really good for anything. Police state is good for something, and we'll eventually want universal suffrage, but not yet.
I have gained this by philosophy.
Accidentally founded a religion. Found Christianity.
Only from fear of the
Oops.
law.
We didn't want to do that. It's because we were the first to philosophy. But it doesn't really matter, actually, and we'll get a bunch of money from spreading Christianity around, which we probably will do. So now we're going to try and get engineering and then guilds. From there, we're going to go for liberalism, probably. But we want the wonder that you get out of philosophy as well. So let's see if we can't get that. we're getting a lot of wonders here in the mid-game. We didn't start with any of the resources, and we still don't have any of the resources that we would want. And yet we're still making a bit of a wonder spam strategy work. And that's just because we spread around so much. Again, I don't think there's any point in not spreading my religion everywhere. If we ever get the... That's annoying. If we ever get the sort of mini wonder you get from great, what are they called? Great profits. Having my religion everywhere will make me a bunch of money. It also provides happiness with free religion, which we may or may not swap into this game. Hard to say. We'll know when we get there. There we go, we got our religion in the right place. It would also be kind of cool to get University of St. Cor and the Spiral Minaret, since we already have the Sistine Chapel. They're all buildings which give you bonuses from your religion buildings. The Spiral Minaret gives gold, and the University of St. Cor gives research. And if we get both of those, we definitely will never swap into free religion. So actually, well, this is a fun idea. We're gonna hold off on building any more missionaries, except for that one. It's kind of funny. If I get some more monuments, I could build the statue of Zeus too. And I may do that. I may start aiming for that, because I don't have anything else to build. In a lot of cities. Because my research rate is slow, but my production is high. So we could get a lot from him. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mansa Musa. You are my eternal friend.
Bring about the rule of righteousness in the land, so that the strong cities have been formed.
Are we catching up with Darius?
The earthly by
Yeah,
the
we
love
are.
of self, the heavenly by
We
the
don't want to
love of
give
God.
anyone philosophy yet, because we're building their wonder. The AI is really good about that too, and by good I mean kind of bad. But they won't give you the wonder if they're building it. They won't give you the wonder tech if they're building it. Sorry. Stumbling over my words there. We don't really need any of this. We'll get the plus 50% golden age length, because I do like golden ages. So this has been kind of a slow game, maybe a little boring.
My name is Ozymandias,
But
King of Kings. Look on my
we're in a
works,
dominant
mighty
position.
and despair.
We're playing on Noble again, which is normal difficulty. And we just kind of totally trounced the AI. I mean, we haven't won yet. We're not even technologically ahead yet. Yeah, you can have machinery. We didn't want to give you that, but it's worth your friendship has been worth something. We could go for like a culture victory this game, but we're gonna do science. That's gonna take a while. Okay, so now Mansa Musa is voting for me. Even if he didn't, my population relative to them has actually grown, and theirs has pretty much not changed at all. I don't know if either of them has settled down here yet, but if they haven't, I don't know. We might want to look into that. Again, we're gonna get some monuments to see if we can't get Statue of Zeus, even though we're super late to it. We're actually gonna complete this quest probably. I don't know. Renaissance era, maybe not. 5 forges. You pretty much never get the opportunity to complete quests, so if we could, then I'd like to. I'm sort of surprised we don't already have 5 forges. We do already have 5 forges. So we're not going to complete this quest after all. Don't really want the Great Artist, so I don't want to build it here. Instead, I'll just build some walls. Unlikely to help. Statue of Zeus and Antium. Oh, okay. I did get this quest complete. And I can get a free Great Engineer out of it. No, just one free Engineer. Or I could get a Source of Copper. Or all my Praetorians could get an upgrade. I only have one currently, and I don't really intend to build any more unless I get attacked by Ragnar. And he hasn't attacked us yet. We're gonna get the free engineer in the city. So this is gonna spread my religion around and give me money. But we're gonna keep building missionaries as well. And we'll make a bunch of money out of that, and that city will be our most financially successful city, if I had to guess. And I do have to guess. Darius completed cheats. I don't know how to say that, but the wonder you get at Code of Laws. Yeah, we've pretty much caught up with him. I would say we may be slightly ahead of Mansa Musa. Should we declare holy war on Ragnar? Not currently. We may attack him. Nobody likes him. And if we get rifles before him, which we certainly will, not attacking him is sort of like just sort of a boring decision, because there's just nothing to stop us at that point. So we probably will attack him. He's just got the Colossus. I didn't realize that that was still up for grabs. Apparently it was. We actually do want a castle here, you know, now that I think about it, for more than 6 seconds. Should we be worried about Saladin? Do I have this? I don't think he's going to be able to beat me to this wonder. See, he's not even willing to trade a tech that I'm only 3 turns away from getting. That tells us that we're doing pretty well. So we got a great scientist, one of the better ones as well. We're going to settle him in Rome. Academies are really strong. We could get paper right now. And that would be good. We do want the wonder from paper. But we'd rather have the research for the rest of the game. Pardon me. I think even just 2 longbowmen is enough to make it so that if he attacks us, I mean, he can, but it's going to be such a slow and boring war for him.
People of the same trade,
and we will have enough time to reinforce.
For merriment and diversion,
so we want guilds just about everywhere.
The public.
Even though it has been so long since we've talked about it. And it's mattered that much. When we spread out early in the game, we're still like feeling that one. We still don't have quite as much money as we'd like. Okay, so he actually beat me to Notre Dame, which is okay. It's gonna give us a bunch of money. Yeah, Mansa Musa is still voting for me, and I still have a huge population advantage. We're gonna build, well, we're gonna build, the, university here in our capital. Does this produce great scientists? It does. Okay. We're really happy to have the Parthenon this game. One of the better wonders for sure when you're playing Rome. A lot of times I don't get it, because it comes at sort of an awkward spot. But the AI don't prioritize it very much. So I could get Divine right now, but we're only 3 turns away from it. I'd rather save this guy and get a Golden Age a little while down the line. Great Prophets are good in the early game, but they really fall off. I think they are the worst Great People. And we're now to the point where they're not very good. We're probably going to found another religion here. I don't think anyone else has gotten Divine Right.
I am the state.
No one else has gotten Divine Right. So now we have 2 religions here. We'll get banking for mercantilism. Get barracks. I like having barracks everywhere. I like having walls too. I should probably get those. So I actually changed my mind since we did get Taoism. We're gonna make this a really financially successful city with what we're doing here. Do we already have a grocer? We do. And we're probably gonna want to build the spiral minaret in Ravenna. Again, don't know how to say that. Well, yeah, that's what we want to do. Kumai also has a bunch of production now. In general, again, because we expanded early, that's what we have a lot of production. We're watching him carefully, Ragnar. We are afraid of him. Him or Saladin attacking us are the only thing that could really keep us from winning this game. So Mansa Musa actually got the university already. That's a shame. I really wish that wasn't the case, but it is. We could attack him too. We could turn this into a world conquest game. We're definitely going to attack Ragnar, I think, because I think he's going to be so far behind. We don't really want to trade with Mansa much anymore, because we're technologically ahead of him, and he can probably keep up with us, despite being pretty small. So we don't want to give him any advantages. Taoism spread. Our religion's spreading around, just like we wanted it to. If we still had a great prophet, we could start a golden age right now, but we opted to get rid of it. I don't regret that decision, but it's definitely a place you can see. Saladin is actually voting for Darius now, which tells us that they might have better relations than we thought. Yeah, these two don't actually hate him. Saladin's gone free religion is what it is. How has he done that? He has the wonder that allows him to adopt whatever he wants to. So Persia's actually not going to be a very good friend of us now. It's just going to be Mansa Musa and me versus the world. And Mansa Musa is the weakest AI on the map.
There is no
That's
wealth
okay.
like knowledge, no poverty like
We're gonna get liberalism for the free tech. We're pretty sure we can beat everyone there. We actually have... We can see what he's researching, Mansa Musa, and he's doing... He's doing nationalism, which doesn't worry us. Theoretically, Darius could beat us there. So we're at war. This is what we expected. We did build We did build defenses down there. Not a lot, but enough to not be super worried just yet. Ragnar doesn't look like he's on the verge of attacking us. So it's sort of... This is not a disastrous place to be. I think it's very unlikely that we lose the city. He does have a bunch of catapults. We can't build things like this anymore. Praetorians are just worse than Macemen, so we're actually just sort of screwing with ourselves by building those. So are we gonna try and turn this around against Saladin? I guess so. It's kind of come at an awkward time because we'd like to be building universities. Darius proved the world was round. He didn't need astronomy to do that. That tells us something. It is a Pangea map.
Any society that would give up a little liberty to gain a little security would deserve neither and lose both.
He actually beat us to liberalism. That's extraordinarily annoying. We're gonna get a great, a golden age.
The wisest men follow their own direction.
Darius isn't making this easy for us. That's for sure. He had a bunch of land to his east that he basically got for free. Rather than us who had to, I don't know, spend political capital to get what we wanted. He basically didn't have to do anything to get what he has. Because Mansa Musa, again, I don't think really expanded at all. I don't know if he has 2 cities. Apparently he has 4. At least that's something. Would you give me your world map? Thank you. But yeah, Darius got the majority of this. It's hard to say who got the worst starting position. It was probably Ragnar. He's probably the most disappointed with how things have gone. So if we could just get peace, that would really screw with Saladin. He voted never. Of course, that's not surprising, but it does mean that he just spent a bunch of, it's a bunch of unhappiness. So again, I think Antia must be the city producing the most money, so we're actually going to take a moment out of this war to build a bank here. It's making more than Rome, and Rome does have a bank, which tells you something. A lot of his army is old. He's attacking us with catapults and axemen for the most part. And we're really not worried about catapults and axemen. He totally failed to take the city, which is exactly what we expected, and what had to happen for us to do well. So now I think we're gonna fight a total war against this man here. We're gonna get universities everywhere, and then we're only gonna be producing units. We're getting universities because there's other AI in this game that is not this individual that we're worried about. We're really worried about just
A
getting
man does not
behind
have
against
himself
Darius
killed
and
for a
him
half-pence a
attacking
day
us
or
with a
for a
technologically
penny
superior
You
force.
must speak to the soul in order to electrify him.
We can beat Saladin with the tech that we have, though, so we don't have to rush for rifling, and so we're not going to. I really like the Statue of Liberty, and we have copper to build it twice as fast, so we're going for it. Even though we're at war. A good mix of units is pretty good. I'm not building any spearmen here, though, because he doesn't have any mounted units. Even though, against a lot of AI, spearmen can basically shut them down. Genghis Khan comes to mind as someone who tends to just get totally hosed by enough spearmen. And enough spearmen doesn't have to be a lot. He's still operating like he's an offensive force, but we've totally neutered him. If he had any brains, he'd be running and hiding, but I guess he doesn't have brains. We should have done this earlier. Yeah. We can do all that because we're in a golden age, and it basically costs us nothing. No time, anyways. Yeah, Arabia's gonna be regretting this really shortly here. The only thing we need is enough of artillery to have an offensive force. I mean, he can attack me as many times as he wants. We've held him off once. The AI is typically only scary with their first attack, and after that, after they fail once, they've failed. They've thrown everything they got at you. And he's thrown everything he's got at us. And we've survived, so he's in a lot of trouble here. Only thing that could bother us now is Ragnar coming in. But we're pretty sure that's not going to happen. Darius continues to be a problem. We don't want to end the war anymore. We think if this lasts a long time, it's pretty funny. So if we didn't have the production power before, I think we're gonna have it pretty soon. This is a lot of land, and there's no one who can culturally contest us for it if we take it over and completely wipe Saladin out. So this is kind of funny. I wouldn't be against turning him into a vassal once I defeat him. But as I said at the start of the video, I turned that off. So I'm just gonna have to wipe him out. Again, I am okay with war mat vassals, but you can't just turn off war. I'm against peace vassals, but you can't just turn off peace vassals. And I don't regret my decisions.